Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something that really challenges us to look past what we see on the surface and to make a conscious choice about how we react. So, why isn't empathy optional? Let's get into it.
All right, let's start with a scene that I bet feels super familiar to pretty much all of us.
Seriously, just take a second here. Have you ever been out in public, maybe doing your weekly shopping, and you witness a moment that just makes you feel, kind of uncomfortable?
Just picture, you're in the grocery store, bright lights, the whole thing. And there's a kid having a total meltdown. And the parent, well, they look completely stressed out, frazzled, maybe even raising their voice. It's tense, it's awkward, and it's a scene that plays out every single day.
Now in that moment, it's so easy for our first instinct to be judgment. But what if there's a whole other story playing out? Let's dig into that. The invisible story that we can't see.
What if what we're seeing isn't bad parenting at all? What if it's something like fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD? It's a developmental condition from prenatal alcohol exposure that can seriously affect a child's sensory processing and self-control, and it's something you literally cannot see just by looking at someone.
And that right there, that just hits on such a key point. Our eyes might totally miss what's causing the struggle, but our heart, our ability to feel empathy, that can get it. It means we have to shift from just seeing to actually feeling and thinking, hey, maybe there's another reason for this.
And FASD is just one example. There are so many invisible disabilities out there. We're talking about physical, mental, or neurological conditions that just don't have obvious outward signs. It could be anything: chronic pain, an anxiety disorder, sensory issues. The point is, that person, whether they're a kid or an adult, could be fighting a huge battle we know absolutely nothing about.
Okay, so let's go back to that grocery store aisle. We're standing there watching this whole tough moment go down. And right then, in that exact moment, we have a choice to make. A really important one.
And you know what? Our response doesn't have to be some huge, dramatic thing. It can start with 3 really simple actions. Just pausing before we react, asking ourselves what might really be happening, and listening instead of jumping to conclusions.
So we're at this crossroads, right? 2 paths. Path 1 is judgment. That's the easy one, the default, the annoyed stare, the loud sigh. You know the look. Then there's path 2, empathy. Now this one takes a little more work. It's a conscious choice to just pause, to wonder what's really going on, and to simply try to understand. So why bother taking that harder path? Why is that choice so important? Well, because the power of empathy it's absolutely incredible, not just for the person receiving it, but for us too.
And here's the absolute kicker, the most important takeaway. Showing a little understanding costs us nothing, 0. It takes no money and barely any of our time. But for that parent, for that child, a small, kind gesture can change their entire world. It can take a moment of what feels like public shame and turn it into one of real human connection.
So how do you actually do that? How do you become the person who makes the moment better, not worse? Well, it's so simple. You can just look at the parent and give them a real warm smile. Or maybe lean over and quietly say something like, "You're doing a great job." That's it. That's all it takes. You've just thrown them a lifeline.
And look, this is bigger than just one person doing one nice thing. This is about building a totally different kind of community, a different vibe in our public spaces. It's about realizing that we're all in this together.
It really boils down to this powerful idea, right? #BeTheVillage. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, in these tough public moments, we are the village. We get to choose. Are we going to be the part that judges or the part that supports?
And we do this because, well, empathy matters. It just does. It matters to that parent who feels totally alone and judged. It matters to the kid who's just overwhelmed. And honestly, it matters for the kind of world that we all want to live in together.
And this all brings us right back to the beginning, to the idea of invisible disabilities. When we choose empathy, we help build a world that's safer and way more accepting for the millions of people whose struggles aren't immediately obvious. It's about using our compassion to make the invisible visible.
So I'll leave you with this question. Next time you're in that grocery store and you see that family struggling, you're at that crossroads. Who are you going to be? The person who judges, who sighs, who looks away? Or will you be the person who pauses, who offers a smile, who makes the moment just a little bit softer. Who will you choose to be?